If you've been told your brain fog, pain, and inflammation are just stress, but deep down you know something else is going on, what I'm about to share with you could change everything. I'm Nancy Ma, physical therapist and autoimmune freedom coach. And for 20 years, I've worked with hundreds of women whose doctors dismissed their symptoms as stress, gaslit them, and told them they had depression or anxiety until their body finally broke down. And here's what nobody tells you. Autoimmune disease doesn't just start with a diagnosis. It starts much earlier with quiet warning signs your nervous system has been sending you for months and sometimes even years. And today I'm going to walk you through 7 early signs most doctors miss so you can catch this before your body starts attacking itself. Because the women who recognize these signs early are the ones who stop the progression and reclaim their energy and vitality. So let's start with sign number 1, crushing fatigue that rest doesn't fix. This isn't the kind of tired where you just need a nap. This is the kind of exhaustion that takes over your life. You sleep 8, 9, even 10 hours and still wake up feeling like you didn't sleep at all. Simple things like getting dressed, making breakfast, climbing stairs suddenly feel like massive tasks. Your body feels heavy. Your mind is foggy, and no amount of coffee or caffeine makes a difference. So what's actually happening? When your nervous system stays stuck in survival mode for way too long, your body never fully enters the state where it can rest and repair. Your cells can't recharge. Your mitochondria, which are the little energy factories inside all of your cells, they start shutting down because they're constantly being flooded with stress signals and toxins. So they're not getting enough oxygen. So this kind of fatigue isn't laziness, and it's not bad luck. It's your body saying, I can't keep running on empty anymore. And if you've already been diagnosed with autoimmune disease and you're on an autoimmune protocol, but your exhaustion still hasn't improved after weeks or months, that's a red flag. It means the inflammation in your body hasn't fully resolved, and what you're doing isn't working. This means that your nervous system is still stuck on defense mode. So one of my clients, Cindy, she had been running on empty for at least 2 years, but probably much longer. And by the time we had started working together, her body was shutting down. She'd sleep 10, 12 hours. On the weekend, she'd sleep all weekend, and her life was just working and sleeping. She barely had time to eat, take a shower, or even hang out with a friend. She just thought that that was her normal. And once we started working with her nervous system and she rewired her mind for calm instead of survival, she started having more energy. She could run errands after work. She could go for a walk outside. And this was huge for her because she spent so much time working and sleeping. Okay, sign number 2, brain fog and memory issues. So maybe this sounds familiar. Have you ever walked into a room and completely forgotten why you went there? Or maybe you're in the middle of a conversation and suddenly you lose your train of thought. You struggle to focus, or you forget details you used to remember easily. And people around you might just say things like, oh, well, you're probably just stressed, or it's because you're getting older, that's what happens when you hit 40 or 50 or 60. But here's the truth. When your immune system begins attacking your body, the inflammation doesn't just affect your joints or your gut. It affects your brain too. Research shows that autoimmune conditions can cause neuroinflammation, which disrupts the communication between your brain and the rest of your body. And one important part of the brain, called the insular cortex, which helps you interpret body sensations and emotions, can start to go offline. When this happens, you literally lose access to the signals your body is trying to send you. So in a way, it's like the cord's been unplugged and you're disconnected from your system. And at first, these moments might be once in a while. Over time, they can become more and more frequent. And so you might notice severe headaches, mood swings, anxiety that feels like it came out of nowhere, even when there's no reason to be anxious. Maybe you start feeling depressed. And unfortunately, this is where many women get dismissed because there's no simple blood test for brain fog. So your doctors will say, well, it's all in your head. But what you're experiencing is real. Your nervous system is under attack by your own immune system because it's trying to get your attention. So one of my clients had such heavy brain fog, and it had built up for probably 25 years, honestly. So she didn't notice it, and just bit by bit, this became her new normal. She started getting really severe dizzy spells, migraines. She was told she had vertigo. She started taking all these pain medications because she was just trying to get through the day, and she would pop sleeping pills and uppers and lowers, and she was just in full-blown survival mode. And after just a few weeks of working on regulating her nervous system, this is what she said to me. She said, Nancy, I didn't know that all those years I was in a brain fog until now that it's gone. Now that I can see clearly, I see how hazy things were for so long. And that's the challenge with something like brain fog, that you can't see because it just creeps up so slowly. Okay, side number 3. If you have unexplained pain that moves around your body, this is an early warning sign if pain doesn't stay in one place. If One day it's in your shoulders, the next day it's in your hips, and suddenly it's in your hands, your jaw, your low back, and there's no clear pattern. It's like we're putting out fires everywhere in your body. We're chasing fires over here and then over there. And when doctors can't find a structural injury, maybe they check an ultrasound or a CT scan, they might label it as fibromyalgia or just, again, stress. But something deeper may be happening. When your nervous system stays in survival mode for too long, it becomes hypersensitive. It's like an alarm system that's been compromised, and then it's set on to so high that even when someone breaks a glass or tiptoes around the living room, it will start to sound off the alarm. That's exactly what happens in your nervous system if it stays in survival mode for too long. It senses every little signal as a threat. It's called hypersensitivity or central sensitization. This is when your pain threshold drops, your nervous system starts interpreting normal sensations as threats. And it's one of the earliest signs your immune system is becoming overwhelmed. And at the same time, your fascia, which is the connective tissue wrapping each muscle, nerve, and organ, starts tightening like shrink wrap. And that tension restricts blood flow. It traps inflammatory signals, and it prevents your lymphatic system from clearing out waste. So your lymphatic system, it's like a sewage system that literally clears out waste from your body. So the pain just moves all over your body because your nervous system is scanning your entire body for danger and says, oh, maybe it's the knee. The knee is causing problems. Oh, maybe it's the shoulder. And everywhere it looks, it will find something to protect you from. Now, this isn't a sign of weakness. Now, it means that your body is trying to keep you safe from a threat it believes is still there. So Pat, one of my clients, had chronic pain for probably about a year, and she didn't realize, but it was from serious overgiving and self-neglect. So at first she thought it was PMR, polymyalgia rheumatica. Then she was told it was fibromyalgia, and then maybe it was osteoarthritis. And turns out all the tests came back negative. Her nervous system was just overly sensitive because her body was trying to get her attention. She had to learn how to slow down and pay attention to her body's needs so that her body would feel safe. And when she finally did this, she was able to let go of the pain. Okay, sign number 4, digestive issues despite clean eating. This one confuses so many people because if you've cleaned up your diet, cut out gluten, cut out dairy, cut out sugar, and you don't even enjoy your food anymore because you're just maybe even obsessive about eating all the right things, yet you still feel bloated, nauseous, constipated, have symptoms of IBS, or like food just sits in your stomach. Maybe you've been told you have a leaky gut. So what gives? Answer lies in something called the vagus nerve. Maybe you've heard of it. This is the nerve that connects your brain to your digestive system. Think of this nerve as the communication highway between your brain and your gut. So when your nervous system is stuck in fight or flight, digestion shuts down because all your energy has to be directed towards running or fighting. So your body redirects blood flow away from digestion and towards your muscles and your heart because it thinks you need to run from danger. So your gut literally can't digest, absorb, or eliminate properly. And over time, this creates inflammation in the gut lining. Your immune system becomes overactive and stuck in protection mode. Just like you wouldn't run while you're eating, you shouldn't be eating while you're in survival mode. So this is what happens. Your body will start reacting to food particles, attacking your gut tissue, and eventually other parts of your body. Which means this: if you're doing everything right with food, but your gut still feels off, problem might not be the food. And honestly, there's no such thing as a truly anti-inflammatory diet if your nervous system still believes you're in danger. Your gut has to feel safe before it can heal. So let's pause for a minute. So many of my clients come to me after years of trying everything, diets, supplements, protocols, and they're still flaring up. And when we sit down together, I always ask them this one question: do you know what's actually causing your inflammation? And almost every time they say something like, I thought it was my diet. My doctor said it's because of insert diagnosis, or they told me it was because of stress. But here's the truth. Inflammation has roots. And until you know what those roots are, whether it's unresolved trauma, nervous system dysregulation, emotional suppression, or something else, you're just managing symptoms. And this is exactly why I created the Inflammation Indicator Test. It's a free assessment tool that helps you uncover the real drivers behind your flare-ups. You'll get your results immediately, plus a personalized plan based on your score. The link is in the description below. Okay, let's get back to the early signs of autoimmune disease. Another major warning sign is sleep that simply doesn't restore you. You might be getting 7, 8, even 9 hours of sleep, but you wake up feeling like you've been hit by a truck. Your body may technically be asleep, but your nervous system is still on guard. Your shoulders stay tense, your jaw stays clenched, your breathing stays shallow, and your body never fully drops into the parasympathetic state, which is the rest, digest, and heal mode. And that's the state where healing actually happens. This is why rest alone doesn't create healing. Your body needs safety, not just stillness. But when your nervous system has been on high alert for months or years, it forgets how to relax. Sleep becomes another thing your body is trying to survive, not a time for restoration. Now, if this sounds familiar, please hear this. Your body isn't broken. If you're still having inflammation, that means part of your healing mechanism is still working. It's your body protecting you for so long, it just gets stuck and it doesn't remember what feels safe anymore. But good news is there's much you can do about this, which we will get to soon. Okay, sign number 6, emotional reactivity and mood swings. This next one is deeply misunderstood. Maybe you snap at your family over small things. Maybe you cry easily. Maybe you feel anxious for no clear reason, or you swing between feeling numb and feeling completely overwhelmed. Now, this isn't a personality flaw, and it's not just because your hormones. When your nervous system is dysregulated, emotional regulation goes with it. Your amygdala, which is the brain's threat detector, becomes overactive, and your prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain that helps you pause, think, and respond calmly, starts going offline. So instead of responding, you react. Emotions feel intense and immediate, and calming yourself feels almost impossible. And what most people don't realize is that emotional dysregulation is often one of the earliest signs inflammation is affecting the brain and nervous system. But because it shows up emotionally, it gets dismissed as stress or menopause or perimenopause, or you're on your period, but it's not. It's your nervous system asking for help. So think of when you're on your cycle. Now, it may be normal to be a little bit more sensitive in the luteal phase or the premenstrual part of your cycle, but full-blown different personality and anger, that's not normal despite what social media tells us. This is a sign of nervous system dysregulation that is coming from not tending to your body's needs. Now, I had a client who said her husband would say he was married to 2 women, Crazy Karen and Cuddly Karen, and he never knew who he was going to meet at dinner. And that's when she knew that she had to really get her nervous system calm and regulated, because she didn't recognize herself in the mirror anymore, and she didn't like that version of herself. Okay, sign number 7, feeling wired and exhausted. This final sign is probably one of the most confusing. You're exhausted, but you can't relax. You're tired, but your mind races. You want to rest, but your body feels restless or jittery. This is what we call cortisol dysregulation. Your adrenal glands, which sits right above your kidney, have been producing stress hormones for so long that your body doesn't know how to turn them off. So these glands, their job is to produce the hormones that will activate fight or flight, mainly adrenaline and cortisol. So that's what your body is running off of instead of real energy. And when those hormones stay elevated, they trigger inflammation. They suppress your immune system's ability to regulate itself, and they keep your body in constant alert mode. It's like a baby who's overtired, they can't sleep because they missed their afternoon nap and was overly stimulated. The same things happen to adults. This is often the tipping point, the moment when the immune system becomes so confused by ongoing danger signals that it begins attacking its own tissues. And it stays awake to stay vigilant, always watching, always waiting for the next shoe to fall, the next fire to put out, or the next war to battle. But here's the important truth. Your body isn't betraying you. It's doing exactly what it was designed to do, protect you. It just doesn't know the danger is over because your immune system has not yet turned on the safety switch. I know this was a lot to take in. And if you're feeling overwhelmed right now, or maybe even emotional because you finally understand why you've been feeling what you've been feeling, that's actually a really good sign. It means your body is ready to heal. But recognizing these signs is just the first step. Your next step is learning how to help your nervous system feel safe again. And that's exactly what I teach inside the Autoimmune Freedom Workshop. And in this workshop, I walk you through the exact framework I use to help women calm their nervous system, reduce chronic inflammation, and teach their body it's safe to stop attacking itself. You'll learn the real root cause of autoimmune disease, and it's not what most doctors will tell you. You'll understand why diets and supplements alone often don't work, and you'll walk away with a clear plan to begin healing your body from the inside out. This workshop has helped hundreds of women finally understand what their body has been telling them and gives it what it needs to heal. The link is right below in this video. Join me inside and let's start this process together. Your body has been waiting for you to listen. Now it's time to give it the support it deserves. And could you please do me a favor? If this video resonated with you, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. Every week, I share insights on healing your nervous system, understanding your body signals, and reclaiming your power so that you are in charge of your health and your future. Because the moment you start listening to your body differently, everything about your healing can and will change. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next video.